clearly, we're in denial in this body. We don't recognize what's happening outside of this building. Take a look at the job reports that are coming in right now. Unemployment's going up. Our stock market's going down. People have lost all kinds of money.
We are concerned. I think, and the gentleman himself has referenced that December snowstorm when we had the revenue estimates and we decided on a cautious, a conservative revenue estimate at that time, and one that, as the months progressed, that I think we've now acknowledged we may have to go back and revisit. So that 3.8% may be too rosy a scenario for building this budget. We know that many states in the nation have built theirs on a 1 or 2% increase in revenues. So that is a concern of ours as we encode this budget today.
And what we need to be doing in state government is tightening our belts to try to get through this crisis instead of having spending significantly increasing.
On this matter, 35 having voted in the affirmative, 3 in the negative. The matter is passed, notwithstanding the objections of His Excellency the Governor to the contrary. 2/3 of the members voted in the affirmative, 5 in the negative. The matter passes, notwithstanding the objections of His Excellency the Governor to the contrary. 2/3 of the members having voted in the affirmative. On this matter, 34 having voted in the affirmative, 4 in the negative. The matter passes, notwithstanding the objections of His Excellency the Governor to the contrary. 2/3 of the members having voted in the affirmative, 6 in the negative. The matter is passed over the objections of His Excellency the Governor to the contrary. 2/3 of the member having voted in the affirmative.
Do we have a fiscal crisis in this state or not? I mean, are we having a problem right now in Massachusetts? I mean, this is the 5th item that we're going to go to. It's amazing that so far not one Democrat has stood with the governor. One did on one vote that we've taken so far. We're in a lot of trouble here in Massachusetts, and if we can't, save, or at least support the governor and save a little money and trim some of these accounts a bit, and these are the easy accounts to trim. And you would think at least a couple of you would stand up and offer the governor a little bit of support. Obviously he didn't do his homework once again this year. Last year he was a rookie, but this year I don't know where his staff is or, if anybody's been called and told, hey guys, we're in a fiscal crisis, the bottom's about to fall out of state finances. The last thing we need to do right now is to be spending more money in some of these accounts and earmarking, money for projects that aren't totally essential. So hold the line on this particular item. God save the Commonwealth, because we are in for a lot of trouble, deep doo-doo over the next year. I mean, if we can't hold the line on any of these, fasten your seatbelts, because we're going to have a big problem in this state.
On this matter, 33 having voted in the affirmative, 5 in the negative. The matter passes, notwithstanding the objections of His Excellency the Governor to the contrary. 2/3 of the members having voted in this matter, 26 having voted in the affirmative, 6 in the negative. The bill passes, notwithstanding the objections of His Excellency the Governor to the contrary. 2/3 of the members having voted in the affirmative. 31 having voted in the affirmative, 3 in the negative. The matter passes, notwithstanding the objections of His Excellency the Governor to the contrary. 2/3 of the member having voted in favor.
I talked a little bit about this yesterday. We have a really tough fiscal crisis. Very stormy days ahead, and you can see what's happening not only in Massachusetts but in other states. New York, the governor has pretty much told everybody to batten the hatches. That the state was in a recession already, and that's clearly what's happening here in Massachusetts.
I mean, you heard about the perfect storm that's gathering, and I was reading the New York papers today, Madam President, and they're bracing for a $6 billion deficit going into fiscal 09 and fiscal 10. And we know that we will soon hit those rocks, the fiscal rocks and the fiscal storms.
So we should do what we can right now to support the governor in some of these overrides and to contain spending as best we can. And again, batten the hatches here in Massachusetts for the storm that's obviously on its way. It's coming. You know, these agencies aren't going to fall apart. You know, we have a $28 billion budget. We can certainly afford, you know, a little belt tightening here today.
33 having voted in the affirmative, 5 in the negative. The matter passes, notwithstanding the objections of His Excellency the Governor to the contrary, 2/3 of the members having voted in the affirmative. 34 having voted in the affirmative, 4 in the negative. The matter passes, notwithstanding the objections of His Excellency the Governor to the contrary, 2/3 of the members having voted in the affirmative, 6 in the negative. The matter is passed over the objections of His Excellency the Governor to the contrary, 2/3 of the member having voted in the affirmative. 31 having voted in the affirmative, 3 in the negative. The matter passes, notwithstanding the objections of His Excellency the Governor to the contrary, 2/3 of the member having voted in favor.
I don't understand how we're going to go and cut $1 billion from the budget later on this year when you're not willing to cut $240,000 from a $250 million account right now. I mean, you got to start somewhere.